Well, fuck me, right? So I had to format the SD card because it's absolute shit. It won't save the file. But today I am going to be, well, it's probably going to be more than today. The process is probably going to take me a couple days because it's not like I have everything that I should have. I just don't. But I'm going to be changing the livery of the bike and making it different than what it is right now. Slight changes to it, but nothing, I don't want to say drastic, but I mean it's still going to have the same basic colorations, but the design is just going to change, and then the whole process hopefully is going to get recorded throughout the entire filming of it. I don't know, we'll see. I haven't really been wanting to record videos, but I'm gonna hopefully make another bomb-ass design, so we'll see. Well, I'm halfway done. Tail section has been disassembled, and I have the right side fairings off. Bike hasn't been this naked since I put it together, and I have all the pieces on the floor. So I'm gonna do the left side and pull the rest of this off, and then I'm gonna have to do some heat gunning and start pulling wrap off and pull the stomp grip and the wrap off of the tank, and then go from there. I think the thing that I hated the most about this wrap was that I was really unfamiliar with how this heat was going to deal with it. So I have these huge heat bubbles coming because of the exhaust and how much heat this thing actually makes. It just kept bubbling up over time. You can even see here where I have like patches and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to try and rewrap it a little bit better. Well, here's all the fairings. God, I made a lot of fucking mistakes. So, hopefully I can make it to where it's not as bad on this next go around. This was the first time really wrapping almost an entire bike. So, there's a couple things that I definitely want to do differently on this go around. The bike looks amazing naked. Yeah, she's dead sexy. Alright, let's see what we can do with it. Alright, so not gonna lie, it's been a couple months. More than a couple months. I don't remember how long. It's been a long fucking time. But now I'm just finally getting back into trying to wrap this thing. And like I mentioned earlier, I think I mentioned it earlier in the video that I was trying to do some things a little bit different. So where you see white right now is where the quote-unquote hot spots were when I was laying down the vinyl the first time, because I did it all in one sheet, and that's basically the areas where the vinyl lifted. So I have some knifeless tape on it right now to where I'll be able to make the cuts for the actual single piece, and hopefully it comes out all right. The design is changing, but this right side lower fairing is still going to be white. So moving on from there. So I usually prefer wrapping things that are on vehicles because it makes shit a lot easier. But I'm gonna have to wrap the fairings off of the bike, obviously, and this is going to be interesting. So you can kind of see the outline of the fairing coming through, how I end up stretching it and pulling it this way. Well, I'm not even really stretching it, I'm just trying to lay it as relaxed as possible. And I'm starting to get into the bubbling and shit of the fairing, and it is going to start becoming more and more difficult. But the way I have it is, I have it basically sealed down onto the counter, so I'm able to actually pull and manipulate the wrap as best as possible. Now, I recently went up and saw Atlanta Custom Wraps, and I talked to them, and I had a couple questions about how to basically finish off, because I was telling them how much problems I was having with heat and stuff like that, and then I told them my idea for some of these other pieces. But what he informed me to do was to basically post heat and get the material to relax on the edges. So all these other edges that I have around here are all relaxed, with the exception of now this one, because I've got such a huge indentation and then bubble up from this exhaust point. So I am going to pull this back, heat treat it to relax it, and then lay it down so it is now a relaxed edge. So I just got done cutting the first knifeless tapes up here for these inlays, and I'm left with this nice little flap. And hopefully, as I lay this flap back down, that I'll have enough room for these other pieces of knifeless tape to make it a nice clean cut in the inlay. So I had to get it started first. But this is the last portion of the knifeless tape on one side, but I needed two hands to pull it. So let me stick this so I don't have to use that. That gets me to the very end of it. Now, it might not look the absolute prettiest, but it's definitely a hell of a lot better than bubbles. Come on. There we go. And here's the finished product. Obviously, there are still areas which really fucking suck. Like, I still can't get the bolt holes to get in perfectly, but it's not really something that you end up really seeing. And the problem spots that I had before, which were these and these, should be gone, hopefully, because of the recesses that I made in it. And other than that, this should come out just fine. Now that I have the pieces laid out, I ended up cutting my knifeless tape on the tank, but that's still gonna be a line that continues. So basically I was using the reference point of the seat and the bottom tip of the fairing to give me that line. So that's going to be the line. that I'm going to be using. It should work out. We'll see. And then I'll be filling in this area with the white, and I'll be using the brush black for the rest of this area. Let's see how it goes. Laid down the piece of pearl white. I relayed another knifeless strip along that line. I still have this knifeless strip that's split in two, so I have two separate pieces of area that I'm going to need to cover. Now, what's special with this brushed is that brushed is very directional. So I can't just like put it in any direction, otherwise it's going to come out looking fucking weird. So I'm going to have the grains go with the line, and hopefully it comes out all right. Literally one of the biggest pain in the asses is matching this fucking grain because I laid it in two separate sheets. Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. It's a little bit better than the last time because if you remember the last design, I had them still attached up here. So it was one whole sheet, which makes it really hard when you have to cut out for this piece and then still have enough room left over to tuck in everything. Such a pain in the ass. All right, so knowing that I'm probably going to get a bubble right here, I'm going to pre-wrap, just like I did with the white. I'm going to do it with the brushed black as well, just so it doesn't pull out on me. So I'm going to actually recess in there some brushed black. Yeah, oh, fucking. But other than that, it's coming together pretty nicely. One of the things that I hate wrapping the most are fucking tanks. I hate wrapping tanks. These things suck. Especially when it's so fucking angly. Angly? Angly sounds right. But god damn it, I hate wrapping tanks. The other side's not going to be so bad because it's not fucking going to be directional. But son of a bitch. Get off me. I absolutely hate wrapping tanks. Ugh. I think it's gonna come out a lot better once I get the lettering on there, but definitely looks weird right now. It looks a lot fatter at the top than it does the bottom, but at least it lines up. So whatever. Fucking tedious. Fuck this shit. Oh my god. So I had to make the executive decision that I am going to be taking the grains this way. Usually I'd like to follow the line of where I was going to be going, but without having this attached to the bike and without knowing the actual angle of the line that I'm going to be doing, I am going to be wrapping this directional on the bottom. What up, bro? So horizontal it is, because this side is going to be black on the lower. Oh my god, and this is where this shit sucks. So obviously I'd already done the inlay, and then I had another knifeless tape here so I could have this cut out and not have any problems. Well, I'm trying not to stretch this material too much to get into this inlay, so obviously this is a nice little lip, and this is a huge lip, but I didn't account for when this goes down that I'm gonna have that much of a gap.
So I'm going to end up, I'm not going to rewrap this fucking thing, so that's not happening. But what I am going to do is, and I hate doing it, I'm going to put a patch over it. So that sucks. And it's, of course, it's after the entire thing's basically wrapped and I just have to clean up all the edges. Man, fuck. Oh well. Well, it's done. It came out pretty good. There's definitely spots in it that I'm not happy with or proud of, but I mean, there's definitely stuff that's underneath the wrap that I couldn't avoid. You can kind of see that little spot right there. It's got to be like a freaking small piece of dirt or some shit. And then obviously like little bubbles that are going to end up getting worked out and stuff like that through the wrap. But came out all right. My little patch job, you can see it. I know you can see it if you're looking for it. But other than that, it came out all right. Not too bad. And continuing forward. Of all the fairings that I hate wrapping this one the most. Especially having to use this brushed black. The first time that I wrapped this bike, it was absolutely fucking horrible. Absolutely horrible. And it ended up fingering because I stopped the wrap off right here and I didn't post heat, so it kind of just started fucking up. That's why I'm kind of going a different route and actually wrapping into the groove. But the biggest thing that I'm going to try and do is make this as directional as possible without overstretching. And the most noticeable is going to be on top. So that's where I have to start. Alright, so I pulled the bike out into more of the living room area so I have more room to, I guess, look at it and get a better eye on it instead of just being in my office. So I'm going to lay down the knifeless tape here and see what I gotta do to make this thing work. So I literally just got done cutting a massive fucking piece so I could wrap this area right here. No big deal. Except if you look real fucking close, there's a blemish right here, and there's a blemish right here. So this isn't shit that I can fix. This wrap is actually damaged. So I can't even use one piece of this shit. Maybe like just for this, but for the main body, I can't even fucking use it. Ah, fuck me. So the garage is an absolute wreck, but I finished the bike up last night. I didn't film all of it because I was fucking tired and I just wanted to finish it. And so I did the air filter swap and the oil change on it, and all I have left is to get the sticker for this side and the other side, and then wrap the tank with the other side. Now I have this sticker from the last bike, but it's not big enough, so I need to get another one that's bigger. And Cars and Coffee is tomorrow, and I really want to get this bike out there. This isn't coming out too bad. I ended up cutting the A right there, so it was able to stick in on the inside fairing and then up to the tank. So hopefully that eye comes out all right, because it looks like a fucking hot mess up there. Come on. Pull this little bad nugget out. Make sure I get my little washer. Push it right back on in. Can't even tell. Well, you probably could tell. You can definitely tell if you watch this. So, if you watch this video, you'll be able to see all of my shitty imperfections that I have with this bike and horrible wrap job. But nobody else do it like this though.